A failed art major once said, "Every other race is gross and icky. There's only one supreme race, and it's people that look like this." But he couldn't be more wrong. Because the supreme race doesn't look like this. It looks like this. This is Kenshi. Kenshi's a bug-eat-bug world, with a totem pole that has long been agreed upon, with everyone on top, and these little bug boys at the very bottom. The hivers, born to eat shit. No one likes them, not even other hivers like them. They're weak, they're fragile, they're borderline retarded. It's the most pathetic life form Kenshi has ever spat out. Quite frankly, they're not even worth the air they fucking breathe. That was until I came in. You see, while everyone else saw them and scoffed, I saw them for what they truly were. Absolute perfection. The moment I laid eyes on them, I knew that hivers were meant for bigger and grander things. They're meant for more than just the dirt huts they cram themselves in. Meant for more than living like the average Somalian child. They're destined for greatness. And I thought I was the only one that saw this. I thought everyone else was just blind to the perfection bared right in front of them. But then it finally clicked. It's not that they can't see it. It's that they won't accept it. They're not attacking them because they're weak. They're attacking them to make sure they stay weak. And they fucking know it. They know that if they just gave the hivers one day, they'd be splitting the atom and making internet porn. While everyone else is still living like it's Iraq and Desert Storm. If they let even one hiver rise up, centuries of anti-hiver propaganda goes down the fucking drain. This artificial hierarchy that all these non-hivers built would completely collapse. And that's exactly what the colony did. The colony. It's not just some ragtag crew of hivers. They're a statement. They're proof. Proof that hivers are not the dirt groveling fucks that everyone else sees them as. They're efficient. They're effective. They're a colony. The colony has already proven themselves to be more than a threat. Every nation that's tried to go against its rule has lost theirs in retaliation, leaving their leaders reduced to being living fleshlights for the colony's supreme leader. This is what everyone's afraid of. A hive that knows their worth, that knows they're the cream of the crop. A hive that knows that they're a cut above the rest, to not prove it to others, but to prove it to themselves. But it doesn't stop there. Because after defeating both of the colony's biggest adversaries, they've come to only one conclusion. As long as there are others who can oppose the colony's will, there will always be a conflict of interest, which is why we're gonna wipe the slate clean, rid of the unnecessary clutter that fills the waste, so that there can only be one race, only one hive, only one colony. This This is Kenshi. I've got Jeb on a very important mission. You see, you guys had the gall to tell me that I didn't actually kill off the Shek Kingdom. That apparently there's just another suicidal fuck called Mukai that just takes over the place. And at first I thought that was a lie, you know. I thought surely that's all in jest. I mean, there's no way that's true. That's just insane. And then I get attacked by the Shek Kingdom immediately upon opening my save. So fine, you know, I'll finish off the Shek once and for all. And I'm gonna do it with just Jeb. Cause that's how much of a fucking Chad he is. I've made it. Apparently the new leaders hold up in Squin. So my plan here, right, is to wait for nighttime. You know, that way I can have Jeb play Agent 47 and sneak past everyone so he can knock out Mukai and kidnap him. You know, I'm pretty sure once that's done is when I can finally say that the Shek Kingdom is officially dead. Alright, 47, it's time to find our guy. I've searched literally every single building in here. Am I in the wrong town? Did I get my sources wrong? Hold on. No! It's the right fucking town! Where is he? Alright, guys. You know, after some self-reflection and a little bit of soul-searching, I've come to a very unfortunate conclusion. You see, I recruited Asada into the colony as a second-class citizen. You know, kind of like a flex to show everyone that she's my bitch now. But I'm pretty sure that I may have inadvertently fucked up my entire save in doing so. Alright. You know, at first I wasn't too sure. But now I'm definitely sure. Alright. this bastard should be somewhere in this building here. Ooh, there he is. There he is. Look at him sleeping so peacefully. He's got no idea what's coming for him. It's a 41% chance that this fails. Alright, let me save really quick. Ooh, okay, alright, we finally got him. Alright, Jeb, hurry up and get the fuck out of here. This is not even remotely sneaky. Jeb is literally jogging in the middle of the street with their leader on his shoulder. It's fucking... He just waved that guy goodbye. How the fuck is Jeb just walking past these guys? Is he fucking hitting everyone with the Men in Black pen? I can't even pretend like that was slick. That was just retarded. Jeb quite literally has plot armor. Alright, Mukai? Welcome to your new home away from home. You're gonna love it here. Trust me. It's gonna be like those Norwegian prisons. Oh, the severed limbs? Yeah, don't worry about that. You know, those are just they're props. You know, this place used to be a spirit Halloween. Okay, I didn't realize I kidnapped a fucking Shaolin monk in training. Why the fuck isn't he screaming for his life? Hey, say something. Look, I know you're probably new to all this. You know, maybe you might not be the sharpest thing on a beast's butt, and I really don't mean to be so pushy. I promise, I really don't. But you're just really taking the fucking fun out of this. You know that? All right, everyone, say hello to our newest member. He just moved in, so be gentle with this one, please. You know, he's a little sensitive still. Now hold on. Before we start celebrating our small victory, we gotta look at the reality of our situation here. You see, despite just how far the colony has grown from the pebble-kicking bastards they used to be, we are in no state to start our campaign of world domination. You see, shortly after giving Mukai the Baki treatment, I had Jeb scout across the lands of Kenshi in search of the colony's next biggest target. However, the more Jeb was opening his eyes to every potential threat and adversary of the colony, the more it became ever so apparent just how absolutely minuscule the colony is in the grand scheme of things. We're a goldfish in a tank of great whites. Alright, Jeb's finally returning from his expedition around the world. Now here's the bad news. The things me and Jeb have seen, it's made me come to a depressing but sobering realization. And that's that the Holy Nation and the Shek Kingdom were both probably the easiest factions to conquer compared to literally everyone else. We wouldn't last a fucking day out there with the way we are now. We'd be slaughtered. Just look at my soldiers. Some of them are still missing limbs from my last war against the Shek Kingdom. If just the Shek were able to do that, then just imagine what the rest of the world could do to us. We'd get fucking railed. With all that in consideration, there's only one conclusion I can make from the situation, and it's that it's time for an overhaul of the entire colony. And I don't just mean my soldiers, I mean everything. I've got to retrain my troops. I've got to rebuild my city. I've got to kidnap even more hivers from the hive villages. If I want these bug boys to really show the people that Kenshi belongs to the hivers, then an overhaul is absolutely necessary. Now, is that going to take me a couple of IRL days? Most likely, yeah. Will this delay the video even more than I had originally planned? Even more likely, yeah. Will I probably want to fucking die halfway to doing this? Oh, absolutely. But you guys don't gotta worry about that. No. Because I'm not gonna let you guys sit through a fucking second of it. In fact, I'm gonna cut to future me right about now. Man, Past Dire is so funny. He really thought that would only take a couple of days. Anyways, a new dawn has finally encroached on the colony. Like updating from Windows 11 to Windows 10. They've cultivated bountiful, lush fields to feed the masses, built imposing spires that could pierce the heavens, educated many ingenious scientists to innovate new technologies, forged masterful smiths to assemble top-of-the-line weapons and armor. Slowly but surely, the colony is making its mark on the world and becoming one of Kenshi's biggest and greatest superpowers, like Zimbabwe, if it was actually successful. But of course, we're still missing one crucial factor before we can really consider ourselves a real threat to Kenshi and its natural order. We're missing an army. You know, I never realized up until now, but why are there so many fucking birds in the sky? We're back, and as you can see, we've made tremendous progress in the colony's expansion efforts. with the only thing really left to do is train my troops. Yeah, for some reason I'll still keep getting attacked by the Shek Kingdom, despite supposedly killing them all. And at first it was annoying. I kept asking myself things like, why the fuck do I keep getting assaulted by these ugly cunts? And why is there more than 5 of the 5 invincible? But it turns out, this is actually a blessing in disguise. You see, after a while of shooting these bastards down at my doorstep, I discovered that these invincible guys do in fact make for some pretty damn good punching bags. And as you can see, I'm never in short supply. Anyways, the point is, I finally decided on who the next target for the colony is. Who the next villain of the month is gonna be. And it's gonna be the United Cities. Now you might be asking, Tyre, why the United Cities? Of all people, why them? Is it because they're almost infamously known for being outright racist towards hivers? Is it perhaps because they keep perpetuating a caste system, where a disproportionate amount of hivers are always doomed to either be a peasant or a slave? No, to be honest, it's not because of any of that. I could have ignored all of that, and could have set my sights to even easier targets like the Flotsam Ninjas right next door, if it wasn't for one thing. Taxes. No, I'm sorry. I really am. I know that may have triggered a PTSD attack for some, but that's all the more reason why we've got to kill the United Cities where they stand. Once my soldiers are beefed up enough, we're gonna be setting our sights towards Akron's shield. We're gonna show those United cunts that the colony will not stand for their diabolical way of life. It's finally fucking done. I've created an army worthy of carrying out the colony's final act. Toppling Kenshi and its natural order is now no longer an idea. It's our future. And we're gonna start off by destroying the United fucks that really thought this place was theirs to begin with. What the fuck do they even spend their fucking tax money on? It's not their military, because there's only 10 people in this entire outpost. God damn, we absolutely packed this place up. It wasn't even a competition. Onward to Tengu's vault. We are cutting through these guys like butter. Absolutely nothing can stop us. Look, even our distant cousins are fighting with us. It's an act of solidarity between bug kind. Look at that. Isn't that just fucking beautiful? It's time to attack our first city. We're gonna conquer Heng. Look at it, Joe. In a way, this is very poetic. This is kind of where we started out. Humble beginnings of reselling their stolen robot parts to make a quick buck. And now it's the end. Oh, look at that. It's the leader of the Traders Guild. I'm sure he'll make a great addition to the trophy room. Just fucking look at them. It's like a locust swarm. Who can even stop them at this point? Feb, hurry up and collect this man. We have things to attend to. Guys, just look at this. Look at this. Look at these guys. They are the definition of unbothered. Armageddon is quite literally happening just a few feet away from them, and they're just chilling. This is honestly, this level of calm, cool, and collected, it's something to aspire to. It looks like Stoat is faring just about as well as the previous city. Which is to say, they're being fucked. Elite Hunter Assault what? I had an assault? This was their fucking assault? Are you kidding me? It's 2 people. Once again, what do they even spend their tax money on? Genuinely. Yo, this guy's got some sweet fucking shades. Get him! Get him! Yeah! Leb, get this man. We have another trophy. What the hell is this place? Who are these guys? Lord Mirage? Oh, these guys are like they're like the KKK of Kenshi. You know, they're just racist towards anyone that's not a human. Especially the hivers, apparently. Well, isn't that just ironic? Queb, pick this man up. He'll make another fine addition to the trophy room. We've arrived. We're finally at the gates of Heft. Not just the capital of the United Cities, but it's also... oh my fucking god. But it's also the home of the United Cities' prized leader, Emperor Tengu. With this last battle, we will finally put an end to one of Kenshi's biggest factions. Once they're finally put down, the colony will have gained a massive leap of progress towards their final goal. So with that being said, let's put an end to this once and for all. It takes a monster to defeat... why the fuck you say that? Oh, I'm pretty sure it's because I kidnapped Eyegore. Hold on, pause. You might be wondering, Dire, who the fuck is Eyegore? Well, to put it simply, he's only my third favorite character in this entire game. Only behind Jeb and Feb, of course. You see, it all started out when I got this very message. Eyegore assault. Who the fuck is Eyegore? Is that it? Just that little tiny dot? It's probably nothing. Eyegore assault is what? It didn't even say it got here. Hold on. I'm curious. Let me see this. Holy shit. This guy's literally built like the mountain from Game of Thrones. It's like if Ivan Drago from Rocky was a hiver. I'd be stupid to just let this guy walk away from me. Keb, I'm sorry to say, but I'm so willing to risk your life for this. Yeah, just follow me. Follow the little hiver. You know you want to kill him. Ooh, he's down! We finally have him. Now, Eyegore, I know these aren't exactly the best introductions, and I know your head is probably killing you, but I can assure you that we are the best thing that's ever fucking happened to you. You know, now that I think about it, it's actually very telling that their strongest soldier was a hiver, almost as if they already knew something. Anyways, back to the present. There he is! There's Tengu! Get him! He's trying to run! Fucking get him! Jeb, hurry up and heal that man. It is absolutely paramount that we take him in alive. Alright? Now that Tengu is kidnapped, all we have to do is relish in the United Cities' absolute destruction. Ooh, look at that. We've got some cannibals coming in now. Now, before I decide to go back home to celebrate my victory, there is something else that I want to take care of while I'm still here. Some unfinished business, so to speak. Alright, Beb, you pick up the pink one, and Seb carries Lord Zane. Now, you guys might be racking your brains on why the fuck would I attack the Free Hive town? I mean, these guys are practically my brothers. To which I say no. No, they're not. You see, the way these guys go about things, I just can't agree with it. You see, these guys allow anyone, hiver or not, to be part of their society as long as they have the money for it. They're not in it for the glory of the hive race. They're in it for the fucking money. You know, I can't allow these posers to keep soiling the pristine status that comes with being a hiver. And we're finally back home. God damn, it feels like forever since we were out there. Alright everyone, welcome to your new home. I'm sure this is a very drastic change compared to the lapse of luxury you guys are so used to. But this is a good change. I can assure you, you won't get away with this. Think you can take on an army. Alright, I guess the glasses are just for show. Alright Tengu, let's get you ready for our famous weight loss program. Ugh. Yeah, you definitely need it. How the fuck are you so toned and yet so chunky? It makes no sense. Now Tengu, before we get you started, do you have any last words you'd like to share with the class? Yeah, Yeah, that's the usual response. Now Tengu, there's no need to overreact. This is for your own good. Maybe this time, you'll think twice before eating so many food cubes in one sitting. See Tengu, that wasn't so hard now, was it? Now Tengu, I'm sure you've developed a hatred towards me that burns as hot as 1,000 dwarf stars. But you gotta trust me when I say that I'm doing this for your own good. Hello, Eyegore. Very big fan. Now, although you're technically an enemy, your expertise is just too valuable for it to go to waste. So after witnessing your former leader be torn limb from limb, what do you say? Will you join the colony? I'll take that as a yes. And thus marks the end of the United Cities. However, this isn't over for the colony. We still have a number of factions to take down before our final goal can even be considered complete. So only after giving Eyegore our tightest chainmail shirt and preparing each of my generals for the journey ahead of us did I have my colony released upon the world once more to finish what we started. And quite frankly, the world is just not prepared for the force of nature that is the colony. You know, it's kinda nostalgic being back here again. You know, feels like only yesterday, the colony was standing right in this very spot, anxious, yet eager with bloodlust to show the holy nation what it truly means to make an enemy out of the colony. Now guys, I don't expect a landslide victory like the United Cities, okay? So if it gets too hard, it's alright to retreat. I'm not gonna lie. These guys might be a little overpowered. On to the next one. Alright guys, maybe let's not be too rough with the Flotsam Ninjas, okay? How about we give them a fighting chance? And there goes Maul. She got knocked out in record time. Fucking Joe Frazier lasted longer than this against Mike Tyson. Considering the next factions we'll be fighting against, I'm pretty sure they're gonna be just as powerless to my fucking hivers from hell. Jesus Christ, I didn't realize how much I overtrained these guys. Alright, apparently every hiver is born a natural Michael Phelps. Why the fuck did they make the Queen's Nest all the way here? How'd they even get here in the first place? It's like I'm swimming to Alcatraz. Genuinely, how did they get here? Wait a minute. Is the Queen a fucking robot? Oh my god, the Queen's a robot. I'm not even using bandages to heal her. I'm using a repair kit. Guys, I need y'all to keep this a secret from the other hivers. Who knows what kind of damage this will do to the colony if word gets out that the Queen is a fucking tin skin. Alright? With the Western Hive now officially dead, all we have left is the pink hivers. But before we do that, I do want to deal with a particular person that Jeb discovered a little while back. He's called the Bugmaster. He's not really important, his name's just kinda offensive to me. Holy shit, I forgot just how many of these fucking skin spiders there are. Oh my god. You know what, this guy's kinda giving us a hard time. I gotta give him some props. Anyways, while they're dealing with him, let me see what's in this chest. Ooh, I didn't realize the Bugmaster was also a fan of Peak. Alright, apparently this guy was training for centuries to beat up someone in the Ashlands. And I in fact know exactly who he's talking about. But before we get to him, we gotta deal with the Southern Hivers. Oh yeah, we are deep in enemy territory now. You know what, I respect their fighting spirit. You know, at least compared to the Western Hive. It's admirable, really. But even still, it's just no match to the colony. It's like Civ 5 when you're the only one with guns, and everyone else is still stuck with spears. It's just pathetic, alright? It's finished. That leaves us with just one last great adversary. And I would be more excited about this, but these guys might actually kill us. It's not an exaggeration when I say that this is truly the one faction that I was genuinely fearful to face against. Hidden deep in the piercing polar wastes of the Ashlands, beyond the never-ending mindless skeletons and cold steel arachnids, is what many consider to be Kenshi's greatest and strongest enemy. A machine known as Mad Catlon. Every scar and patch of rust on his skeletal frame is proof of his dominating fighting prowess, which is why to defeat such a tenacious foe would truly entitle the colony to their lifelong goal of titling themselves the absolute master race. Alright, Jeb, it's time to face the man of the hour. Now, Jeb, I know this man is basically the LeBron of Kenshi, but you've got to believe that you can do this. You've been training your entire life for this very moment. Weeks of beating the shit out of baby leviathans has forged you into a martial artist that would make Bruce Lee look like an amateur. In other words, I believe in you. Alright, Jeb, you're doing great. You're doing fantastic. At a fucking boy, Jeb. You're kicking his ass. Yeah. Okay, I didn't realize Catalan's throne was just another name for my high school bathroom. Jesus Christ, why was I ever worried? Look at my generals go. They're shredding them. That's right, Jeb. That's right. Get up! Get up and kick his fucking ass! He's nothing without his army. Yes! Yes! Let's fucking go! Jesus Christ, look at what they've done! They're chasing down the last skeleton. Your empire is fucking dead, Catalan. Even more than it already was. It is now the age of the colony. Look at these guys. These fucking monsters. These animals. Because of them, the colony has now officially reached their goal. And that they did. By defeating Catalan, the colony has now forever cemented itself as Kenshi's one and only greatest faction. But more importantly, the undeniable master race of Kenshi. Through their efforts and theirs alone, this unassuming band of hivers, they've started and completed what many consider to be seemingly ludicrous for their kind, proving not just the rest of the world wrong, but proving to themselves right. Their enemies were many, but their equals were none. In the golden prairies of Aken's pride, they said the Akenites' flame could never be extinguished. In the merciless land of iron muscle and steel wills, they said the Shek could never be tamed. In the realm where pride, gluttony, and greed was as abundant as the sands that engulfed it, they said the Empire could never be humbled. Now, they say nothing. With the deafening silence of their defeated adversaries and the landslide victory the colony has earned against Kenshi and its denizens, it only confirms one more thing. Jeb is no longer supreme leader. From this day forward, he shall forever be known as Supreme Emperor. This is Kenshi. Wait a minute. What is that? Oh my god. I've completely forgotten about these guys. You know, now that I think about it, you guys were such wasted potential. The Chad crabs. They deserve so much better than this. You know what? Sam, you may have abandoned them all that time ago, but I refuse to do the same. You know, as soon as this little hybrid crusade of mine is done, I think I know exactly what must be done next.
What you say? What you say?